It was a soggy Saturday here in central Arkansas as storms made their way through the state this afternoon. Thank you for joining us. I'm Sarah Horbacewicz. Corrales-Ortiz also joins us tonight from the Weather Center. Corrales, are we expecting any more showers tonight or for the rest of the weekend?
Yeah, so we do have more rain in the forecast. No complaints here. Of course, we've had a very dry stretch of weather over the past nearly 3 weeks, not measuring much in terms of rainfall. That changed within the last 24 hours. Of course, we saw plenty of that earlier today. This is how much rainfall we've picked up since at least midnight. We picked up just under 1.5 inches here in the metro, a little bit over 1.5 inches in Searcy. Some other locations were trace amounts, but again, it was definitely much needed. It's quiet right now. A lot of the activity is to our well east, and we have more rain to our north that will eventually reach us. We could see maybe a stray shower or two tonight. I'm expecting it to be mostly dry up until at least your Sunday. Sunday has a better chance of bringing us some scattered showers and storms, some of which could be strong as well, with hail and damaging winds being the main threat. Even though it's on the lower end of things, I'll be tracking what that is looking like for us on our future radar, and another look at your forecast coming up.
Former President Trump held his first rally since being indicted over alleged mishandling of classified documents. Christian Benavides reports from Miami, where Trump will appear in court on Tuesday.
Former President Trump in Georgia.
This vicious persecution is a travesty of justice.
Lashed out in his first public appearance since the 37-count indictment against him over mishandling of classified material after leaving the White House.
The ridiculous and baseless indictment of me by the Biden administration's weaponized Department of Injustice will go down as among the most horrific abuses of power in the history of our country.
The indictment is the culmination of a 14-month investigation into the former president, which included an FBI search warrant at his Mar-a-Lago estate in Palm Beach. Photos from the 49-page federal indictment reveal boxes and boxes of documents stashed in a bathroom, in a public ballroom, even under a water pipe. It alleges Mr. Trump told his attorney, "Wouldn't it be better if we just told them we don't have anything here?" later suggesting that his attorney hide or destroy documents demanded by a subpoena.
We have one set of laws in this country, and they apply to everyone.
Out on the campaign trail Saturday, some of the candidates vying for the GOP nomination spoke out about the indictment.
I'm deeply troubled to see this indictment move forward.
It's important that we take it seriously. We don't diminish it.
Prosecutors say over 100 documents were recovered and say they have an audio recording where Trump appears to acknowledge he has classified information. Christian Benavides, CBS News, Miami.
Security preparation is already underway at the Miami courthouse where Trump will appear on Tuesday. Earlier this week, the Supreme Court struck down Alabama's Republican-drawn congressional map. This after it included only one majority black district, despite more than 1/4 of the state's population being black. Now in Arkansas, there's a lawsuit against the Secretary of State and the Arkansas Board of Election Commissioners, asking the courts here to look at that same question.
It's rare for a single county to be divided into that many different congressional districts. And where Pulaski County was split strikes right through the heart of the Black community in Little Rock and Pulaski County.
But this isn't the first time a lawsuit has been filed claiming discrimination through gerrymandering. But in the past, it's been struck down every time. The Arkansas Attorney General's office says the recent Alabama ruling wouldn't have any impact on the case. Now we turn to a major drug bust that's been most viewed by you for hours on our website. This right here is $2 million worth of fentanyl pills. All of this was taken off the streets by Arkansas State troopers. Officers stopped a car on I-40 between Portho Junction and the I-440 interchange, pulled over for an improper lane change. During the stop, they found the 12 pounds of fentanyl, or 12,000 pills. The driver and passenger were taken into custody. No charges have been announced yet. New DNA tests link the bones of a man found more than 4 decades ago back to a missing persons case here in Arkansas. Jerry Harrison from Little Rock last spoke to his family in 1982 during a trip across the country. This week, new DNA tests revealed bones found in 1986 match Harrison's DNA. According to investigators, those remains were found along an isolated trail with evidence pointing to him being shot to death. Investigators are now working to gather information on possible suspects in the case. This week marks 28 years since the disappearance of Morgan Nick. It's an unsolved case that has haunted Arkansas for decades. June 9th, 1995 is when 6-year-old Morgan was playing with friends at an Alma ballpark. That would be the last time she was seen. In the past year, a docuseries on Hulu called Still Missing Morgan is bringing new attention to the case. Earlier this year, we spoke with Morgan's mom, Colleen, about the series and her decades-long search for answers.
We decided when we were offered the opportunity to do this documentary, for us it looked like an opportunity to put Morgan's information out there in a different way than it had ever been done, reaching people that have never been reached, and giving us the chance to solve Morgan's case and to bring her home.
The case is still being investigated by both police and the FBI. An amazing story of survival from Colombia tonight. 4 young children were missing for weeks in a jungle full of snakes and big cats. Today, they've been found, weak but alive. Elise Preston has the harrowing details.
Relief and joy as the grandparents of 4 children lost in Colombia's Amazon jungle for more than 5 weeks learned their little ones had been found alive. I am very grateful, and to Mother Earth as well, that they were set free, said their grandmother. Reunited with their father on the way to a Bogota hospital, the siblings ages 13, 9, 4, and 1 are dehydrated, unable to eat, and have injuries from walking in the rugged rainforest for 40 days. But doctors say there's progress. The siblings are starting to play. Called Operation Hope, authorities say the 3 girls and 1 boy survived the May 1st Cessna crash that killed their mother and both pilots. During the weeks-long search, soldiers say they found a baby bottle, diaper, and a child's tiny footprint, promising signs the children were still out there. It's not known exactly how they were able to stay alive, but the indigenous children had some survival skills. Colombia's President Gustavo Petro saying the siblings are an example of survival that will go down in history. Elise Preston, CBS News.
Months after a tornado rocked central Arkansas, cleanup efforts continue in Jacksonville. And now there's a sign that the progress is being made. FEMA is shutting down its location in the city with help for residents now in North Little Rock. City officials say it's proof of how hard they've worked to clean up these past 2 months. While some parts of the city still have scars from the storm, it's also a chance to build back even stronger.
Most people are surprised we're at this point. Obviously, none of us were prepared to have a tornado hit and destroy 7 ball fields, you know, our biggest part. But I don't want to say I'm surprised because I work with my guys all the time and I know how hard they work and how committed they are to the department.
While FEMA is leaving, the city is still communicating with them weekly. And a reminder for people in Little Rock still working to clean up debris from that same tornado. The cleanup deadline has been extended. It was originally set to end tomorrow, but it's now been moved back to June 25th. You can learn more about that change right now on THV11.com.